Fast food built a trillion-dollar empire on speed and convenience. McDonald's golden arches are more recognizable worldwide than the Christian cross, and we've collectively eaten enough burgers to circle the earth twice. But for every brilliant innovation, there's been an epic fail that makes you wonder what they were thinking in that boardroom. We're talking about scandals that dominated headlines, marketing disasters that became internet memes, and food safety crises that changed entire industries forever. Some of these fails were so catastrophic, they nearly destroyed billion-dollar brands overnight. Others were so absurd, they became part of pop culture legend. All of them remind us that even the biggest corporations can make mistakes that leave us shaking our heads. So today we're biting into the most cringe-worthy moments in fast food that shocked America, sparked lawsuits, and became cautionary tales that business schools still study today. So like, subscribe, and grab some French fries because we're about to relive the moments when fast food went very, very wrong. Starting our countdown at number 10, we've got two KFC blunders that shook the nation. The Double Down sandwich and that unforgettable rat video that still makes people cringe. The Double Down launched in 2010 as KFC's answer to the question nobody asked: what if we used fried chicken as bread? Two pieces of fried chicken held together bacon, cheese, and sauce. No bun required. It was peak 2010's excess, and the cultural reaction was immediate and polarizing. Food bloggers called it the most American thing ever created, while health experts labeled it a heart attack on a plate. The sandwich became an instant meme. People posted photos of themselves attempting to eat it. Comedians built entire routines around it. And Jon Stewart dedicated multiple Daily Show segments to mocking it as everything wrong with American eating habits. The Double Down generated more free publicity than KFC could have bought, trending on Twitter before trending was mainstream. It became a cultural touchstone for America's complicated relationship with indulgent food. We simultaneously loved and hated ourselves for wanting it. The sandwich was so culturally significant that it spawned imitators, parodies, and even academic papers about American food culture. Then KFC quietly discontinued it in 2014, officially citing low sales, but likely bowing to mounting health criticism and the cultural shift toward healthier eating. But that wasn't KFC's only viral moment. In 2007, a video surfaced showing dozens of rats overrunning a KFC Taco Bell location in New York City. The footage was so graphic, it looked like a horror movie. Rats climbing on equipment, scurrying across counters, basically treating the restaurant like their personal playground.
Roam free on the floor of this popular fast food restaurant on 6th Avenue near West 3rd Street in the Village. Locals have been watching in disgust.
The rat video went viral before going viral was even a thing, forcing the location to shut down and sparking nationwide conversations about food safety standards. KFC responded quickly with pest control and health inspections, but the damage was done. That footage became one of the most infamous food safety scandals ever caught on camera. Both incidents remind us that sometimes the biggest fails come from either trying too hard to be outrageous or not trying hard enough to maintain basic standards. Number 9 takes us to Chuck E. Cheese and the pizza conspiracy that broke the internet in 2019. Now, we know Chuck E. Cheese isn't technically or traditionally considered fast food, but this story was so bizarre and culturally explosive that we couldn't leave it off the list. YouTuber Shane Dawson released a viral video claiming Chuck E. Cheese was recycling leftover pizza slices from customers' tables and rearranging them into new pizzas for other customers. The evidence? Photos showing pizzas with uneven slice sizes and mismatched toppings that looked like a jigsaw puzzle gone wrong. The theory exploded across social media, with people sharing their own suspicious Chuck E. Cheese pizza photos and demanding answers. The allegations were never proven, but they tapped into something deeper. Chuck E. Cheese was already struggling financially, and the idea of recycled pizza felt believable to customers who'd had mediocre experiences. Chuck E. Cheese denied the practice completely, explaining that their pizzas sometimes look uneven because they're made by hand, not machines. But the damage was done. The recycled pizza scandal became internet legend and reinforced negative perceptions of a chain that was already fighting for relevance. The whole episode showed how quickly conspiracy theories can spread in the social media age, especially when they confirm what people already suspected about a struggling brand. Taco Bell lands at number 8 with the lawsuit that questioned everything we thought we knew about their beef. In 2011, a class action lawsuit accused Taco Bell's seasoned beef of being only 35% actual meat, with the rest being fillers, additives, and mystery ingredients. The internet exploded with memes about grade D beef and jokes about what exactly was in those tacos we'd been eating for years. Instead of quietly settling, Taco Bell went on the offensive with one of the boldest PR campaigns in fast food history. They took out full-page newspaper ads titled, "Thank you for suing us," launched a YouTube video featuring their CEO, and flooded social media with posts revealing their recipe as 88% beef and 12% seasoning. The aggressive transparency campaign worked brilliantly. Within months, the plaintiffs dropped the lawsuit, and Taco Bell even considered countersuing for defamation. The whole episode turned a potential disaster into a marketing victory that actually strengthened customer trust. Taco Bell proved that sometimes the best defense is a good offense, and that being transparent about your ingredients, even when they're not perfect, can win back customers faster than hiding behind lawyers. Number 7 brings us to 2009, when 2 Domino's employees created the viral video that nearly destroyed the brand overnight. 2 workers in North Carolina filmed themselves doing absolutely disgusting things to food, sneezing on sandwiches, stuffing cheese up their noses, and violating every health code imaginable. They uploaded it to YouTube thinking it would be funny, but instead created a PR nightmare that spread faster than Domino's could contain it. Within days, the video had millions of views, and Domino's stock price was plummeting. This was 2009. Social media was still relatively new, and companies weren't prepared for how quickly bad news could spread online. The incident became a case study in crisis management and the power of viral content. Domino's responded by firing and pressing charges against the employees, who were arrested for food tampering felonies. The company's president released a frank apology video and completely revamped their food safety protocols and employee training. The incident forced the entire fast food industry to rethink social media policies and employee oversight. It showed that in the digital age, any employee with a smartphone could potentially destroy a billion-dollar brand in minutes. Subway's Jared Fogle scandal claims number 6 as one of the most shocking falls from grace in advertising history. For 15 years, Jared Fogle was Subway's wholesome spokesman, famous for losing 245 pounds eating Subway sandwiches. He appeared in over 300 commercials and became synonymous with the brand's healthy eating message. Then in 2015, everything collapsed when he pleaded guilty to child pornography and sex crimes. Subway immediately cut ties, stating his crimes were inexcusable and not reflective of their brand values. But the damage was immense. Subway had built their entire healthy image around Jared, and his fall tainted everything he'd represented for over a decade. The scandal raised uncomfortable questions about how well companies really know their spokespeople and whether Subway should have seen warning signs earlier. Critics pointed out that the company had been slow to distance itself when rumors first surfaced, suggesting they prioritized marketing over moral responsibility. The Jared scandal permanently changed how companies approach celebrity endorsements and background checks. It showed that when you tie your brand to a person, you're also tied to their potential downfall. And some falls are are too catastrophic to survive. The Wendy's finger and chili incident takes number 5 as the hoax that fooled America and nearly destroyed a beloved brand. In March 2005, Ana Ayala claimed she found a human finger in her bowl of Wendy's chili at a San Jose location. The story made national headlines, complete with graphic photos and dramatic interviews. Sales at some Wendy's locations plummeted by 70% overnight as customers became terrified of what might be lurking in their food. Wendy's immediately launched an investigation and posted a $100,000 reward for information proving their innocence. The company's stock price dropped, and the entire chain faced an existential crisis based on one woman's claim. But investigators soon discovered the truth. It was all a hoax. Ayala had planted the finger herself, obtained from a coworker who'd lost it in a workplace accident. She was arrested, convicted, and sentenced to prison, but not before costing Wendy's millions in lost sales and reputation damage. The incident became a cautionary tale about how quickly false accusations can spread and the power of sensational media coverage. It also showed how one person's greed could nearly destroy a company that employed thousands of innocent people. Chipotle's food safety crisis claims number 4 as the fall that shocked the healthy, fast casual world. In 2015, Chipotle was the golden child of fast casual dining. Fresh ingredients, customizable bowls, and a food with integrity mission that made customers feel good about eating there. Then came the outbreaks that changed everything. E. coli infections spread across 14 states, followed by separate salmonella and norovirus incidents that sickened dozens of customers. For a brand built on fresh, healthy food, these outbreaks were catastrophic. Sales plunged by nearly 30%, stock prices collapsed by 40%, and customers fled to competitors. Chipotle's response was dramatic. They closed all 2,000-plus restaurants nationwide for a single day to conduct food safety training, completely revamped their sourcing and preparation procedures, and hired top food safety experts to rebuild their systems from scratch. The company offered millions of free burritos to win back customers, but the damage took years to repair. The crisis showed that when you build your brand on food quality and safety, any failure in those areas hits twice as hard because it undermines your core promise. The McDonald's hot coffee lawsuit takes number 3 as the case that became a punchline, but revealed a serious safety issue.
Albuquerque, New Mexico, an elderly woman was severely burned when she spilled a cup of McDonald's coffee in her lap.
An 81-year-old woman has been awarded $2.9 million after she sued McDonald's, claiming their coffee was too hot.
In 1992, 79-year-old Stella Liebeck suffered third-degree burns when she spilled McDonald's coffee in her lap. The coffee was served at 180 to 190 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to cause severe burns in seconds. Liebeck needed skin grafts and 8 days in the hospital, with medical bills totaling $20,000. When McDonald's refused to cover her medical costs, she sued. The 1994 jury awarded her $2.9 million in punitive damages, though it was later reduced. The case was immediately lampooned as the epitome of frivolous lawsuits, spawning countless jokes about America's litigation culture. The case became so embedded in pop culture that it even inspired a Seinfeld episode where Kramer burns himself with hot coffee at a movie theater and sues. The show turned the real-life tragedy into comedy, which perfectly captured how the media had transformed a legitimate injury into a national punchline. But the real story was more complex. McDonald's had received over 700 complaints about coffee burns, but continued serving coffee at dangerously high temperatures. The lawsuit revealed internal documents showing the company knew the risks, but prioritized keeping coffee hot over customer safety. The case forced McDonald's and other chains to lower coffee temperatures and add warning labels. It became a landmark case in product liability law, though most people still remember it as the ridiculous lawsuit rather than a legitimate safety issue. The McDonald's Szechuan sauce disaster claims number 2 as the promotion that turned customers into rioters. In October 2017, McDonald's announced they were bringing back their discontinued Szechuan dipping sauce after it was featured on the animated show Rick and Morty. Fans went absolutely crazy. This was their chance to taste a piece of McDonald's history that had been gone for nearly 20 years. But McDonald's massively underestimated demand. Many stores received only 20 packets of sauce, and some locations had none at all. Fans waited in lines for hours, only to discover there was no sauce to be had. The result? Actual riots at McDonald's locations across the country. Videos went viral of customers chanting, "We want sauce," and police being called to manage angry crowds. The internet exploded with memes mocking both McDonald's poor planning and fans' over-the-top reactions. It became a perfect storm of corporate incompetence and internet culture gone wrong. McDonald's issued a public apology, admitting they severely underestimated demand, and promised a wider re-release months later. The incident became legendary as the day McDonald's accidentally created a sauce-based social movement that ended in chaos. Taking the number 1 spot is the Jack in the Box E. Coli outbreak, the food safety disaster that changed everything. In January 1993, undercooked beef patties at Jack in the Box restaurants across the Pacific Northwest were contaminated with E. coli 0157:H7. What followed was a nightmare that sickened 732 people and killed 4 children, most of them under the age of 10. The outbreak became known as the most infamous food poisoning outbreak in contemporary history. Jack in the Box was following Washington State's minimum cooking temperature of 140 degrees Fahrenheit, but the federal standard was 155 degrees Fahrenheit, a gap that proved deadly when contaminated meat wasn't cooked hot enough to kill the bacteria. The company faced massive lawsuits, criminal investigations, and a public relations catastrophe that nearly destroyed the brand. CEO Robert Nugent appeared on television to apologize, but the damage was devastating. Sales plummeted, locations closed, and the Jack in the Box name became synonymous with food poisoning. The tragedy sparked nationwide reforms that still protect us today. Regulators raised minimum cooking temperatures for ground beef. E. coli became a reportable disease, and the entire industry adopted stricter food safety protocols. Jack in the Box survived by completely overhauling their food safety systems and becoming an industry leader in pathogen testing. The 1993 outbreak remains the gold standard for how a food safety crisis can destroy lives, devastate a company, and ultimately force positive change across an entire industry. There you have it. 10 fast food fails that shocked America and became part of our cultural history. From deadly outbreaks that changed food safety forever to viral videos that destroyed reputations overnight, these incidents remind us that even the biggest brands are just one mistake away from disaster. But they also show the power of transparency, quick action, and learning from failure. Some of these companies recovered stronger than ever, while others never fully regained their former glory. The difference usually came down to how honestly they faced their mistakes and how seriously they took the changes needed to prevent them from happening again. What's your most memorable fast food fail? Did we miss any epic disasters that deserve to be on this list? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more trips down fast food memory lane.